Good evening. Why is it every time just before I push the live button, I get butterflies? Why is that? I think it's because it's just amazing technology that we can all be together, but yet we're in our own homes. So I'm going to do a real quick check here over on my notebook to make sure that I'm, my landscape or my portrait view is proper. So just a minute, let me, you know how it is when you try to do something fast, you don't do it fast at all, you do it slow. So it looks like my orientation is correct. Now I need to make my screen a little bigger here so that I can see comments. I'm trying to get my mouse to go where it needs to be. Thank you for your patience. My mouse to go where it needs to be. Okay. I think we have it all ready now. I didn't have my volume turned off like I thought I did. You try to go through all your checks and balances before you push the live, and you think you've got everything, and then, I don't know, at the last minute, your computer goes to sleep, or you don't push the right button. And so anyway, but like I said earlier, good evening. This is Darla Tweeten, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Iowa. And I come live to you every Tuesday night. So if there is ever anything you would like to see me demonstrate for you, whether it be, a certain stamp set, or maybe an embossing folder, or maybe you want to see a technique, just put a comment in the comment section, and I'll be sure to read it. Now, I'm looking over here at, I was trying to figure out what it is I have hanging on my wall over here. Do you see that over there? That's my calendar of events for October, so that I can make sure that, I'm in the right place at the right time. But never did I think I would have these many events going on in a month. I absolutely am having a really nice time, really fun time. And by the way, if there's any St. Olaf ladies that are watching me tonight, I welcome you to Live with Darla. I was at a vendor show up there over the weekend. Got to renew lots of Belmont relationships. We did live up there when we were first married. We've been married like 50 years. So when we were just newlyweds when we lived up there, I was going to beauty school, and my husband was working for a farmer up in that area before he went into farming with his dad then. So it was great, wonderful to see people from the Belmont area. It's another sweet spot of Iowa. So also I want to say hello to anybody that may be watching me from the physical therapy department of Iowa Specialty Hospital. I've been going there for some therapy on my shoulder. And of course, when you go there twice a week and you are there for about 45 minutes, you talk about anything and everything. So I have been telling them about my side hustle, my card business that I have, and that I do lives and that I create cards. And I encourage them to watch me on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central Time. So hopefully one of those people are watching me. And if you are, make a comment. Who knows? Maybe I'll choose a couple of people that have comments, and maybe I'll send you a card that we're going to make tonight, okay? Also, I want to welcome my my traditional people that watch me every Tuesday night, that follow me on my Tweet Be Happy Facebook page, or maybe are even on my Tweet Be Happy team. I need all of you guys. I want you all. So let's go ahead and get started with our business at hand tonight. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing what we call a casing Tuesday. And the casing number is 535. I believe that's what was for this week. I don't know where my note is, right? Oh, it's right there. Casing Tuesday, 535. And it is a simple layout. You can use it with any stamp set, any piece of paper, and I'm really quite excited to show it to you. Also, we're going to be working with the Love and Courage stamp set, which is our Cancer stamp. And it's, let me just read here a little bit about when you go onto our website and you look up the Love and Courage stamp set. Stampin' Up has this nice little writing, and they have said it so well that I want to read to you what they have said, okay? It says here, the Love and Courage stamp set is made for those affected by breast cancer. For moments when words matter most, these stamps help you create cards that honor both the fighters and the friends who stand by them. Express love, support, encouragement, solidarity, gratitude, and appreciation in a meaningful way with the breast cancer sentiments and images in this stamp set. And with each purchase of this Love and Courage stamp set, Stampin' Up is going to donate $3 to support the fight against breast cancer around the world. So we hope that you'll be making a difference this holiday season. So every September through December, they do choose a worthy cause, and this time it's the breast cancer awareness. So $3 of every stamp set that is sold will be given to breast cancer research. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to turn the camera down now so you can see what is composed of this stamp set. Before I do that, I do need to tell you that we kind of had a surprise this week. Stampin' Up is going to have 3 days of free shipping, which starts tomorrow, which is October 22nd, the 24th, and the 25th. So on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, there is free shipping. So if you do decide to get this Love and Courage stamp set, and if you decide to also get the Sunflower 3D embossing folder, which is something else we're going to be using tonight, you'll be able to, have free shipping if you spend over $75. That's the key. You have to spend $75 to get the free shipping. So, and of course, I may sound like a broken record. I think this is the 4th time I've talked about it, but we do have a beautiful join special right now where I need to have you on my team. You could get a starter kit for $35, and you will be able to choose $125 worth of product. Now, that product is anything that you choose out of the annual catalog, the September, December catalog, and also the online exclusives. And I have an email that I can send to you. It's about 3 pages, and it has different options. It's got 5 options. One is for, a beginner stamper. Another one is for an advanced stamper. Another one is for somebody that maybe wants to make some Christmas cards. The 4th one is just stocking up on essentials. And the 5th one is, shopping for a bunch of kits, which include everything that you need to make 9 cards. Comes in a box. It's a lot like our Paper Pumpkin subscription, but it is not our Paper Pumpkin subscription. It's another subscription. And we have 2 to 3 new kits that come out every month, okay? So I think I'm ready now to flip the camera because I'm really anxious to show you this stamp set and this beautiful card sketch. So, excuse me. So close your eyes if you get dizzy, because I am going to move my phone up, and then I'm going to slide my stand back here so that I slid it up further before so that you guys wouldn't have to be so close to my face. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this, and then we do this. Okay, I think we got it here. So as you can see here, I don't know, I do know what I did. I turned my phone off when I was adjusting it. You know how there's those little buttons on the side? I pushed the button and it went off. So sorry about that. But we're back in business now. So this is the Love and Courage stamp set. And like Stampin' Up had said in their write-up about it, it's to give support and strength and your heart, your faith and resolve, fight, hope, courage, survivor, believe. That's just a few of the words that are on the side of this main stamp right here. And it is a good size stamp, and it is a red rubber stamp. And this will be one of the last ones that we will be able to purchase because they're doing away with the rubber. The rubber is too hard to get in the United States, I guess. I'm not sure where it comes from, but they are going to be going to the photopolymer stamps, which is fine. I like those better because I can see through, but I do like the impression that a red rubber stamp gives. So today, when I was preparing for this live, I knew I wanted to do a pink, okay? Breast cancer awareness, they, usually say to wear pink, don't they? I did not realize all of the pinks that Stampin' Up has. Here's all of our shades of pink that we have. Can you believe that? So we have Melon Mambo that's on the bottom. And quite frankly, I think that's my favorite, which would be this right here, Melon Mambo. I wrote Melon Mambo on the bottom of it. And I thought that was a little too bright. So I thought, well, I want a pink, so we did Bubble Bath. And of course, when I was doing these tests, I realized that my ink pads needed to be re-inked. So this is before and this is after. So it didn't really change it a whole lot, did it? Other than it just made a much better impression, didn't it? After I had re-inked it. So then I thought, okay, too dark, too light. So then I thought, let's try Pretty in Pink, okay? So I think I might like that one the best, Pretty in Pink. Then I thought, well, let's try Petunia Pop, because that is a very vibrant color. I love that one also. And then, of course, Berry Burst is getting to be more towards the purple end of things, moving away from the pinks to the purple, but that was beautiful too. So I like to, when I am using a new stamp set, I like to put my labels on. These clear labels aren't on the stamps when you first get them. So you have to take them off of their sheet and you put them on the rubber then, okay? So what I like to do is I like to play with the stamps a little bit. I like to ink them all up. Like here's the hope, here's the love, and then here's this heart. Okay? So those are the 4 stamps that I was playing with today. And as you can see here, I stamped each one of them in the coordinating color. So these are all the Melon Mambos, for example. And I ended up going with Berry Burst to start with because what I did was I wanted to use I wanted to use some DSP, and I knew that I really liked the 6x6 DSP. So in our neutral 6x6 designer series paper, it has all of the neutral colors, which are the basic gray, blackberry bliss, crumb cake, early espresso, on and on and on. So then I knew that I chose this blackberry bliss, and then I knew that I would need a cardstock blackberry bliss too. Okay, I'm just trying to explain to you my thought process when I go through creating cards. That's one of the ways I do it. Okay, so here's the blackberry bliss, the DSP, the neutral DSP 6x6. I have cut it down a little bit, and then here is a blackberry burst cardstock. Okay, then I thought, okay, what card sketch do I want to use? And I went, oh yeah, today's Tuesday, so I know that Casing Tuesday has a sketch up. Okay, so I went to see their sketch, and bingo, I knew that's what I was going to do. So this is my first card that I did with Casing Tuesday 535, and you can see that I went with basic beige on for the card base here, but I did do the berry burst cardstock. Okay, now it's kind of reverse of this, isn't it? So that's the beauty of this. It looks totally different every time you change a variable, whether it be, you know, the cardstock, the DSP, the stamp set, or whatever. So anyway, this is the card sketch number Casing Tuesday 535. They wanted you to cut a second layer, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and I embossed it with the beautiful, amazing sunflower 3D embossing folder. This is absolutely just magnificent. So what you do is you put your paper in there, and then you run it through the cut embossing machine, and after it goes through the machine, then it will emboss this onto your cardstock. Now this is a piece of strawberry slush. So, but remember, I did it with the berry burst. Okay. So, and right now, again, that sunflower 3D folder is on low inventory. So if you want that, you better hurry up and get it. So then, so that was the second layer. The third layer was to cut 2 strips that were 1.5 inches by 4 inches. And that's where I then used this paper, and you can just vaguely see it back there. Then the next thing was to put a 2.5 inch image on top of the third layer. So what I wanted to do, and it did work out, is I wanted to take this image, stamp it on the basic beige cardstock, and that's what I got then. Okay, and then I took the die cut, which is Spotlight on Nature, and I cut out the sentiment. Okay, then before I adhered the second layer to the card base, I did tie this bow around the bottom of it. And the reason I did that, I'm going to show you a mistake. Okay, when I was punching, or when I was die cutting this out, look at here. There's a hole right there. So I thought, no problem, we'll just cover it up with a ribbon. So I need to put like a glue dot or something there. And then on the Casing Tuesday 535, they did have some branches that were behind the 2.5-inch image. So what do you think of that? And then you open it up inside, and I carried the DSP, but I used the opposite side for the inside. I used side, I would call that side A, and this is side B. So on the front, I used side B, and then on the inside, I did stamp just the half side of this stamp set on the inside. I stamped the hope on there, and I did the heart, and then I did the splatter, okay? And then when it came time to do the envelope, I did do the sunflower on the outside of that, okay? So that was my first card that I did with the Berry Burst. Now, I was originally going to really follow the Casing Tuesday plan very, very close, because they have it pretty defined at the third layer with the 1.5 inch and the 4-inch 2 strips. Now, I think I might have used another piece of the DSP, because this kind of looks like watercolor, doesn't it? So, and then instead of, and then I did put, you know how that ribbon for Cancer, it's got that little fold in there? I have that there. Did you guys notice that? And then, so then I kind of duplicated the basic beige there. Now, I need to do some research, because I know each kind of cancer has its own color. And I lost my mom to kidney cancer, and I can't remember right now what color kidney cancer is. But breast cancer is pink. Now, this is not really pink. It's Berry Burst. But to me, it's close, but it's probably not close enough to somebody that is fighting cancer or cancer survivor. Another thing I want to point out is I did put a little bit of Wink of Stella on the inside of the sunflower. I don't know if you can see that. I considered putting some Wink of Stella on the embossing, but I thought, nope, that'd be too much, okay? So that was card number 2, okay? So then I thought, okay, Darla, you got to get back to the pink. So what I did was I really liked this strawberry slush. Now, that's not one of the samples that I did. Did you notice that? But I thought, you know what? That's what I'm going to try. So I did do that one then, and I did emboss the second layer again. And I'm sorry, I'm not watching any comments. If somebody's making a comment, I do apologize. I'll get back to you on your comments. But so this is Strawberry Slush. This is a beautiful card. Now, instead of using DSP, I created my own DSP with the basic white cardstock by stamping the hugs and the love and the heart. So I thought that was kind of neat. What do you guys think of that? And then I did use that same, support, strength, heart, faith, resolve, fight, hope, courage, survivor, believe. I did use that same thing. And then on the inside, I just used the rest of my normal card layer that I use for the inside as, what I used was I used the 2 on the front here, and then the inside I used the third one, which is the rest of it, okay? So what do you think of that card? Do you like it? Okay. So then going forward, I'm going to put these away right now, and I'm going to put this off to the side. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different now. I have here a piece of thick white cardstock, and we're going to use that as our base. And then I have another strawberry slush that's been embossed with that 3D. Now, what I was trying to decide, it is, the embossed side is really beautiful, but the de-embossed side is really beautiful too. But I think I'm going to still use it this way, okay? So then I thought, okay, I did find some strawberry slush designer series paper, because they have a 6x6 of in color, DSPs. Where this was from the neutral over here, this is from the In Colors, a 25-27. So what we're going to do with this then is we are going to make our 2 strips to put on that card then to have the sketch for 535. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to cut this down to 4 inches, okay? So am I in the camera? I think I am. So then, so we cut that part off. I'm going to stick that in there right now. And then we need 2 pieces that are 1.5 inches. So there's 1 piece, and then here's another piece. And it looks like I'm just a little bit out of the camera. I do apologize for that. So we have this piece left, and we have this piece left, and they're not going to go to waste. This piece, one of these pieces, you know already that we're going to use it for the inside of the card, aren't we? So let's go ahead and get ready for that right now. Let's go ahead and trim this down to a 1/2 inch, and then we will have that ready for the inside layer of our card. And so we do know that it needs to be about 5 1/4 or 5 1/2. That's how long the card is, you know, our base. So let's pull out the silicone pad and our adhesive Seal Plus, and let's go ahead and adhere this strip down to the inside of the card. Now, if you've noticed that when it flipped over, it didn't stick to my silicone pad, did it? It's a lifesaver, a lifesaver. Every crafter needs a silicone pad. So let's go ahead and put this then on. You could put it either on the inside or you could put it on the outside. I normally probably put it on the outside, and I just leave a little bit of a white border. And it looks like it's you got to be really careful, because when you emboss the DSP, if you move it around a lot, it will kind of tear, and it did start to tear there. But I think it'll be okay. So, okay. So let's go ahead and we'll put the card base over there for right now, and let's go ahead and work on this now. Do you remember that there was 2 strips of DSP on here? I don't know, these look kind of wide, don't they? I'm going to the recipe called for 1.5 inches. I'm going to trim them down to 1 inch, okay? Just because I want to see more of that embossing on the card. It's my card. It's my way. You can do whatever you want to do, okay? So I have 2 more strips that I can use for something else later on. And like I said, they're pretty fragile because it's a DSP that has been embossed, okay? So let's, yeah, doesn't that look a lot better, you guys? I like it better. So then what we're going to do is we are going to tag the bottom of it. So you go up about, I don't know, 1/2 inch or something like that, and then you cut to the center, and then you cut to the center from the other side, and that's how you make a banner or a flag, okay? Just kind of adds some fanciness to this. Now, I don't know if this is up or down or not, but because I know I'm going to put an image in the middle, I'm going to put the center of that sunflower higher up on, you know, I'm going to have that one be on the top of my strip just so you can see it, okay? So let's go ahead and gently just pull those off. Okay, so what we can do now is you can either adhere these on, or you can put dimensions on them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I do know that I have a couple back here that I have used today, and I know this, I like this size right here, but it's done on the basic beige, so I don't really care for that on the white, okay? This one is a little bit too big. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. You definitely would see it. And so then what I did was I took that one and I punched it out with my 1.5 inch punch. And so that's what we're going to use, okay? Now, if you wanted to, and if we weren't following the sketch, you could use a sentiment, something like this, which would be really cute too, wouldn't it be? Okay, so we may use that on our next card. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's adhere these 2 strips down to our layer. And there again, I love this Seal Plus adhesive. I know when you first start to use it, there's some tricks about it that you have to learn. First of all, you have to learn that you can't be strong with it. You got to be real gentle. So let's go ahead and put that one about right there. And we will put this one down just a little bit, but kind of overlapping just a little bit, okay? And I like to have things appear like they've been, you know, the fibers have been broken down, or they've been loved and you know, been around for a while. So I always like to curl my banners up just a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this 2.5 inch image. And did you know that when you get to the sides of your dimensionals, use them. Don't throw those away. Just because they're not hexagons doesn't mean you can't use them. Those are probably my favorite ones to use because you get a lot of coverage with those types of hexagons. So we will go ahead and put this on and make sure that it's, you know, it's straight. And you can see here where here was one big sunflower, here's another big sunflower. So we're just going to kind of go like that, okay? Now you all know that Darla likes to spritz, don't you? Okay? So what I've done here, I don't know where, yes, I do know where my strawberry slush marker is. It's right here. Earlier today, I couldn't find it. So what we're going to do, you guys all know that it's beautiful just like this, isn't it? But let's go ahead and just give it some splatter. So go like this with your marker. That one might have been a little bit too much. And then you want to put some paper underneath your work surface because you will, it does splatter just like it says, okay? So when it comes to adhering this part now, we can either use dimensionals or we can use adhesive. I'm going to use adhesive just because I've already put dimensionals on one layer, and also be real careful when you're applying your adhesive after you've embossed it. Sometimes it's fragile again, and you could rip the paper. So the key to applying adhesive is kind of like when you're stamping your stamp into your ink pad. Do it real gentle 3 times, and then go straight down on your paper and then go straight back up, okay? And you are going to want to hold it down on your paper for just a little bit so that the fiber can take the coloring, okay? So here's our first card that we made tonight, or it's sample number 4 using this stamp set. Let's go ahead and put some more glitter on here. I always have plenty of gems to use. There again, if you are just joining me, I'm not watching the comments. I can't do I can't do multitasking at once when I'm trying to remember what I'm doing with the card. But hello, Peggy. I do see you on here tonight. And thank you. This card it's really turning out nice, isn't it? So, and it's because of Stampin' Up. You know, they do all the color coordination for us. All we do is find a card sketch, which we did find earlier today. It's that casing number 535. And then you just play around with it until you come up with something that you like. And every time you use the sketch, it will turn out differently, okay? So there is that card, okay? Now, because this is for breast cancer, I'm gonna put, it needs just a little bit of sparkle on it. So I am gonna take my Wink of Stella, and I am gonna just kind of lightly brush the center of this sunflower that is right here. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and do, you know, out here, but I get kind of overwhelmed because I don't know where a flower is and where a leaf is. So I'm just going to kind of play it safe and do this, but I could do some of these leaves here, I guess. Oh boy, that's pretty, isn't it, you guys? Doing those leaves there. So there again, I want you to know that we do have a team member on the Tweet Be Happy team who is going through a type of breast cancer. I did not realize there was different types, and I want that team member to know that she has been held very, very tightly in my prayers today as I've been working with this stamp set. I knew right away when I saw this stamp set that I needed to get it. Of course, I needed to get it for my teammate, but I also needed to get it for my mom, and I just needed it for a lot of reasons. I do believe in the cause of $3 going to cancer research, so I'm very happy to be able to support that. Okay, so that's that card. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we're gonna do now with this next card. And I'm kind of just operating by the cuff. You guys probably figured that out by now. So what we're going to do is we have another piece of the thick white card stack. But I'm not feeling the thick white card stack. I'm thinking that I maybe want to do this is it Blackberry Bliss? No, Berry Burst. I'm thinking I want to do that with the strawberry slush, but then I'm thinking maybe not. Okay, so we're gonna go on that one too. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to reach back here, and to the left of me, I've got a bunch of cardstock that I have in hanging file folders, and I try to keep at least 1 or 2 sheets ready to go as far as a card base. So that's how I was very, very fortunate to be able to, you know, just pull this out of the file folder. So let's go ahead, and we are going to then again, we're going to cut this down. Let's see. We did do that over here. Let me see. They need to be 4 inches long, don't they? So they are, yep, they're 4 inches long. What do you think of that? Boy, somebody's looking after me tonight. So there is the first one, and there is the second one. And I'm sorry, I cut that down out of the view. So what I did here was I took them, and then I followed my 1 inch over here, cut it, and then moved it over and cut another 1 inch, okay? So what we're going to do here, we're going to do a variation, and we're going to do it right on the strawberry slush cardstock. But maybe I need to put some white underneath of that. I think I do. I think I do need to put a piece of white underneath there. So again, get out this beautiful trimmer. Does everybody have one of these paper trimmers? They are a must. The paper trimmers will last for a long time because we can replace the blades. So what I want to do is I want to cut a 3 7/8 by a 5 1/8. That's what my second card layer will be. Now that's not the normal size that most people cut. That's the size that Darla cuts. Why does Darla cut it that way? Because I like to see a little bit more of the card base color. So, okay, so this will be our card base, our second layer. And then we're going to go ahead and we're not going to banner cut these this time. We're just going to go ahead and adhere them and put them on. Thank you, Peggy, for loving my 535. You probably didn't have a chance to do a Casing Tuesday today. You had a big day. I hope your day went really, really well. So then you just go ahead and put that strip down there. And then I'm not gonna overlap this one. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space because remember how I wanted to use this? So I am going to use that. So I'm trying to decide. I think I need to cut that down just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't know why. I just, I'll cut that bottom hope off a little bit. Something like that. And then we will put dimensionals on the back of the hope. Now, keep in mind, I'm moving away from the card sketch number 535, and we are kind of going rogue at this point. We're going to go ahead and do some other layouts, but we started with that layout, and that's what gets you going and coming up with different sketches and different layouts. And they're all going to look different. And then at the very end, you can tell me which one you like the best. So I'm not sure. Looks like it's a little bit too long, which is fine. We'll go ahead and take our scissors, just trim it along the back side. Something like that. Okay. And then we could put some splatters on this. Who knew that? Who knew that I was going to put some splatters on it? Make a comment if you knew that I was going to splatter it. But this pen, this blend is a new blend, and it's really full of ink. So it's really, you can really splatter well. Okay. So then we'll go ahead and let's adhere this to our card base. And remember my trick, I do the card upside down. So because then that way I can see all of the 3 sides. So it would be something like this. Okay. What do you think? So what we did there was we used part of the sketch 535. But remember when I was doing these samples here, I had done hope and stuff in the strawberry slush, and I wanted to use them. So you can do other things with it if you'd like. You could still maybe put this on there. I think it's too much though. Or instead of putting that hope on there, you could have did another one of these. That is the beauty of creating your own cards. You do what makes you happy. So let's go ahead and grab an inside now, and there is a little bit of strip here left. It's not the exact length, but it's gonna work. And so you will then, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the inside this time. And you can see where it's, you know, it's not the exact length, but it looks beautiful. I like it. So, so then you're going to want to turn your card upside down again and put your inside in something like this. And I like to put it more towards the inside a little bit. And so that, now if you want to, you could stamp something more inside of there if you wanted to. You could stamp maybe this inside. I'm not sure what I want to stamp in there yet, so I'm not going to stamp anything. But we can go ahead and we can do some Wink of Stella on these hearts here, can't we? And I think, nope, there's no hearts on that. I was thinking I used the, but we could go ahead and put some bling on here. Remember, when you do the gems, you want to do them in the form of a triangle, okay? So, that is our next card. I got to see what time it is. It is about 8:45, okay. So, so these are the cards that we've done tonight. I've got some sample pieces left here yet, don't I, that I need to play with. I need to do another basic beige card base. I need to do another strawberry slush or the basic white card base. I could even use up some of these if I wanted to make cards. But I can't tell you how much fun that was to just play around with the different inks with this one stamp, just to see how different they do look. And I may keep that just because it kind of makes me happy. So tonight what we did was we used the Love and Courage stamp, which is this stamp right here. And then we also used the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. And like I told you, it is on low inventory again. I don't know, this will be at least the third or the fourth time that it's been on low inventory. So, so the cards that we made tonight was, you know, these two right here. And then previously I had made the, Berry Burst, right? Why can't I ever remember that name? Yeah, Berry Burst. So previously I made the Berry Burst cards. This was my first, card that I made. And it might be my favorite. What's you guys' favorite card? And then there's this card here. These three cards in the Strawberry Slush. Now, I have lots of colors yet to use, don't I? Because breast cancer is pink. And then all the other cancers are different colors. So, I wanna use a lot of this stamp set. So, I'm getting ready to close my live here for tonight. I want to let you know that this is Darla Tweeten from Iowa, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I am very, very happy to bring these lives to you every Tuesday night. And if there is a stamp set or a technique that you would like to have me demonstrate one time, or several times, or however many times, please put a comment in the video, or text me or email me to let me know what it is. So remember, the next 3 days is free shipping. So if you do place an order of $50 by next Tuesday, which is October 28th, I will mail you card kits to make these cards, and it'll be around the 4th of November that I will mail them to you. Now, to get the free shipping, though, remember you have to do $75. or more, okay? But to get my special, which is these cards, I would need you to place a $50 order, and it needs to be done before October 28th, which is next Tuesday, my next live, and I will send you the kits around the 4th of November. So when I send out the card kits, I cannot do any of the stamping. So if I were to mail you, you know, these card kits, I would do the embossing for you, but I could not do the stamping. And if you don't have the stamp, but you have another stamp that you want to use, more power to you, okay? And when you get the card kits, if you have a question on how to proceed, please give me a call. Just don't use it. I want you to use it when I send it to you, okay? So anyway, this is Darla Tweeten. I'm going to be signing off for tonight. I wish you a good rest of your week. God bless.